Imperator Rome, the only modern Paradox game that takes place in this most classical of ages, and yet one that perished too soon. If we're talking official development, of course, because the modders have embraced Imperator Rome like few other games. And because of Imperator's unique mixed focus on both state, military, and characters, it actually holds an entirely unique position and offers exclusive opportunities for the modders. In this video then, I'll tell you all about the biggest and best total conversion mods for Imperator Rome, meaning mods that completely change the setting of this game, although I will add 2 special honorable mentions at the end of this video. And I promise you, you will be shocked by the end of this. And if you were at least a little bit surprised or at least found something interesting in this video, I hope you leave a like, your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel, because I need you in my legions. Strategy games are amazing for a variety of reasons, and the length so many developers and modders go to in order to create something truly special is incredible. And since we're focusing on total conversion mods and different time periods, today's sponsor is Heroes of History, a 4x city builder strategy game where you raise your civilizations from early beginnings to new heights, making use of history and mythology's greatest heroes in the process. What I think sets Heroes of History apart is its mix between beautiful visuals, intuitive gameplay design, and interesting progression. You actually build your cities here, placing down new buildings as you unlock them through technology and reach your new goals, and I love that we can both rotate and move things around if we want to. Resources are made available as you assign workers to homes, farming, and manufacturing, and you can expand your available area by, among other things, winning battles on the field. This is made possible by your heroes, but fighting isn't the only thing you do. Famous historical figures like Einstein and Tesla guide you through Heroes of History, and you can unlock new heroes through a time portal that sends them to your era. It is a great way to combine city building, strategy gaming, and time travel in one package, and Heroes of History is genuinely fun both in small casual bursts and longer sessions. From March 11th to April 28th, Heroes of History features a huge in-game event called Ancient Egypt, where you'll journey alongside Cleopatra into the Valley of Kings to defend the Egyptian timeline. You'll even meet new heroes like Tutankhamun and Nefertiti, and face the fearsome boss Anubis. Tutankhamun is exclusive to this event, so grab him now before he's gone, and defeating Anubis will be tough. So make sure to use my personal link in the description or this QR code to get the Anubis Awakening Starter Pack, which includes 10 antimatters, 2000 XP, 20,000 food, and 5 Duat keys. Join Heroes of History now, and thank you so much to Heroes of History for sponsoring this video. Mod number 1 is one of the most quintessential settings for any strategy game worth its salt, and we're of course talking about War of the Ring, a Lord of the Rings total conversion mod. War of the Ring takes place during the Third Age and begins just before the titular War of the Ring from books and the movies. Here, you'll get to assume the role of well-known rulers and realms like Gondor, Rohan, Lorien, Rivendell, Erebor, Isengard, and Mordor, several Haradrim factions, and so many more on this absolutely massive map of Middle-earth. Thanks to Imperator Rome's foundations, what we get here is a mix of empire building and storytelling, as the characters we know and love aren't present here for the most part. Imperator Rome offers a beautiful map with fitting visuals, and War of the Ring is no different. Just look at arguably the most gorgeous models of Minas Tirith, Barad-dûr, and Mount Doom, Helm's Deep, and Isengard you've ever seen in a video game. Of course, much of the game is played on vanilla foundations, but unique events and decisions make this mod immersive and interesting, and I also love that on a visual basis, the mod has managed to make Mordor, in particular, feel ominous and different, adding a dark filter to its already hostile terrain, including that ever-flame-spitting mountain. If you want more Lord of the Rings then, War of the Rings is the mod for you. Mod number 2 is the incredible Bronze Age Reborn, a mod that might just offer the single most beautiful paper map in existence. I mean, just look at that water and golden text, it really doesn't get any better than this. Bronze Age Reborn takes place in the ripe year of 2115 BC, meaning even further back than the Bronze Age many think of when they might think of periods like the Bronze Age collapse. Despite taking place mostly in coastal regions from the Aegean Sea in the north to the coastal regions of Anatolia, Egypt itself, the Levantine Sea, and the land regions connecting both the Red Sea and the Lower Sea in the now Persian Gulf, this is a massive map. And honestly, I like that it's so coastal focused except for in Mesopotamia, because most of these older civilizations did after all rely on their connection to the sea, rivers, and these fertile grounds to grow. Of course, despite being fragmented during this time period, Egypt is likely the richest and most powerful region on this map, while the realms of Mesopotamia are up and coming. You're free to play as literally anyone you'd like, of course, but if you are going for the Greeks, don't be expecting no gold-rich Agamemnon or powerful Troy just yet. That's gonna take you at least a few hundred years to build up. The mod features all new military traditions, decisions and events, thousands of new characters and absolutely beautiful city and army models, so if you've been dying for a true Bronze Age strategy game that goes all the way back to just 500 years after the building of the pyramids of Giza, then Bronze Age Reborn is a must-try. Mod number 3 is an extremely cool one and perhaps the most hardcore, namely Ultimus, a mod based on the Western and Eastern Roman Empire divide in 401 AD. Whether you begin as Western or Eastern Rome, the Sassanid Persians, the Huns or the Gupta Empire, you will take on a large realm with various challenges right from the get-go, and if you know anything about this late antiquity time period, you know it will be a tough one. I love the dedication to detail here, from the realm banners that look gorgeous, to the absolutely beautiful new late Roman army models which are to die for, the new military traditions with beautiful icons, new ideas to choose from, new mission trees for added flavor and challenge, and just so much more. In other words, if you want more Rome but in a completely different time period and setting, Ultimus is a fantastic choice. Mod number 4 is Hegemony, a total conversion mod set in 431 BC at the beginning of the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. While this appears to take place on the same map as Bronze Age Reborn, only Greece and the Aegean is inhabited by actual civilizations on this map, because this mod is exclusively focused on this conflict. The mod is still in its beta phase, but if you wish to test it out right now, you're definitely welcome to do so. Mod number 5 is another mod that takes us far back in time, namely Antiquitus, a mod that combines the features of mods like Classical Rework and Terra Indomita to create an all-encompassing early antiquity experience. Antiquitus begins in 600 BC and covers every territory from Britannia to Japan. In most ways, it follows the same rules as vanilla, but in this earlier time period, with more relevance for tribesmen and a few edits to how vassals and subjects work. If you want Imperator Rome but in an earlier time period and on the largest map known to man, Antiquitus is an incredible choice. Mod number 6 is Elder Scrolls First Age Part 17, Road to Akavir, a mod that unsurprisingly takes us into the first age of the Elder Scrolls universe. With a grand new map that spans the entirety of this world and its races and species, a beautiful depiction of the Imperial City, and many other unique city models, Elder Scrolls music blasting over the speakers, all new characters, military traditions and more, Elder Scrolls First Age is a beautiful work of art. Mod number 7 is Gift of the Nile, an alternate history mod taking us back to 304 BC, but a vastly different time. Due to important historical changes, Egypt is fragmented, Alexander and the Macedonians never went east, and the Persian Empire never became a ruling one, meaning Babylonia and Assyria remain regional powers. Italy continues to be fragmented with the Faliscan League in bitter conflict with the Latin League, who by now has lost control of Rome. The Arvernian tribes are ascendant in Gaul, and in North Africa, the Numidian kingdom is massive and by far the most powerful. Gift of the Nile offers an interesting starting position then, one that takes place not far from the original one, yet one that looks completely different. Mod number 8 is Iron Age Rise of Empires. This takes us back to the early times of Etruscan dominance in the north, various Italic peoples all over the south, some Greek influences as well, and the Celtic and Illyrian peoples in the northeast. My only hope is that it can change its map font, but other than that, make sure to check out Iron Age Rise of Empires. Mod number 9 is one of the latest and most ambitious Imperator mods ever, namely Imperatrix Victoria, a total conversion mod that brings Imperator 2000 years into the future and essentially the time period of Victoria 3, but now of course with Imperator systems. This mod is still in early public alpha, but as you can see, there's an entirely new map, nations, UI, political parties and other mechanics, city models and so on and so forth, and even though I haven't had much time with it and it being in an early stage, I wanted to show it off because I know a lot of people love Imperator and have been wanting to see it in this era.
Now for mod or mods number 10, I'm gonna do something a little special.
One of Imperator Rome's most dedicated modders is Kiorobbo. He has a few mods that are entirely his, like Napoleon Wars mod and a Medieval 1066 mod, but many of his contributions are overhauls of other mods, like different scenarios and tweaks of War of the Ring or the Elder Scrolls for example, which among them adds new timelines or scenarios. If you are interested in his style or mods, check out his profile on the workshop and take a look for yourself. I think it's a tad shame that some mods like his Napoleon mod is outdated, and for 1066, which is based on Invictus, you for some reason need an outdated Invictus version which requires you to download a separate mod from Nexus Mods instead of Steam Workshop, which complicates the process a lot, but hopefully both of these mods can be updated soon enough. Finally, I wanted to add 2 honorable mentions, and even though they're not total conversions, I feel like any large Imperator Rome mod compilation video would be lacking without them. In other words, these final 2 mods are overhauls and not total conversions. The most famous and important of them is Imperator Invictus. Invictus is for all intents and purposes the continuation of Imperator Rome's development, as it adds a bunch of new vanilla-friendly features, bug fixes, improved AI, new mission trees, a map expansion, new wonders, events, rebalancing, and so much more, for essentially the ultimate vanilla-like Imperator Rome experience. If you're going to play Imperator Rome these days, I'd go so far as to say that you simply need to play with Invictus, as it does what vanilla does, but better and bigger, and development is still ongoing by the way. The second of these mods is Terra Indomita, a mod that is built on Invictus foundations, but which goes further with the map stretching and includes states and territories all the way to Japan, and adds a bunch of new events, decisions, cultures, and realms on top of that. The mod is currently slightly outdated, with the last major update having released on the 7th of April 2024, but the modders are working on the next major update, which should also add all of the latest Invictus features to it. In other words, whether you're looking at all-encompassing total conversion mods or total overhaul mods that enhance the vanilla experience, there is so much to find and explore in Imperator Rome, a game that still lives on through the modders, and I suppose through the odd patch every now and then. Let me know if you've tried any of the mods featured in this video and your thoughts, and if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much to Heroes of History for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!